Hi everyone. Welcome to today's video. We're going to learn about the life of Pele. This will be a simple and easy to understand biography, perfect for practicing your English listening. Let's get started. Pele was born at St. Aaron's do Nascimento on October 23, 1940 in Três Corações, Brazil, the first child of João Ramos and Dona Celeste. Named after Thomas Edison and nicknamed Dico, Pele moved with his family to the city of Bauru as a young boy. He was named after the inventor, Thomas Alva Edison, because, according to Pele, electricity arrived at his home just before he did. Later, his parents dropped the I from his name. He grew up in relative poverty in the city of Bauru and contributed to the family income by getting part-time jobs in local cafes. His father taught him to play football, but the family could not afford a ball, so the young Pele often kicked a rolled-up sock around the street. It was at school that he was first dubbed Pele by his friends, although neither he nor any of them have any idea what it means. He never much liked the nickname, feeling that it sounded too much like baby talk in Portuguese. He began playing for a number of local amateur teams when he was in his teens. Indoor football had just started to become popular in the area, and the young Pele relished the change of playing surface. "I took to it like a fish to water," he later said. "It's a lot quicker than football on grass. You have to think really quickly." He also led Bauru Athletic Club Juniors to 3 state youth championships, establishing himself as a bright talent. In 1956, his coach, Waldemar de Brito, took him to the port city of Santos to try out for Santos FC, a professional team. De Brito was already convinced of his protégé's abilities, boasting to the Santos directors that Pele would be the best footballer in the world. Pele more than lived up to the boast, impressing Santos, who offered him a contract in June 1956. He was just 15 years old. A year later, he was selected for the Santos senior team and scored the first of his many career goals in his opening match. He quickly earned a starting place in the side and, in his first year, became the league's top scorer. Just 10 months after signing as a professional, Pele was called up by the Brazilian national team. He made his international debut against Argentina at the Maracanã, where Brazil lost 2-1. Their goal was scored by a 16-year-old Pele, making him the youngest player to score in an international match. His hopes of playing for Brazil in the 1958 World Cup seemed to have been dashed when he suffered a knee injury, but his teammates pressured the management to select him, and he made his World Cup debut against the USSR. Inevitably, he became the youngest player to score a World Cup goal, putting one past Wales in the quarterfinals. In the semifinal, Brazil were leading 2-1 against France when Pele scored a second-half hat-trick to put the match beyond doubt. It seemed he could do no wrong as he stroked 2 goals past Sweden in the final, as Brazil won 5-2. Back in Brazil, Pele helped Santos win São Paulo's top league competition in 1958, and he finished the season as top scorer. In 1962, there was a famous win against European champions Benfica. Pele's hat-trick in Lisbon sank the Portuguese side and earned the respect of their goalkeeper, Costa Pereira. "I arrived hoping to stop a great man," he said, "but I went away convinced I had been undone by someone who was not born on the same planet as the rest of us." There was disappointment in the 1962 World Cup, however, when an injury in an early game sidelined Pele for the rest of the tournament. That did not stop a rush of wealthy clubs, including Manchester United and Real Madrid, from trying to sign the man who was already touted as the greatest footballer in the world. Alarmed at the thought of their star going overseas, the Brazilian government declared him a national treasure to prevent him from being transferred. The 1966 World Cup was a huge disappointment for Pele and Brazil. Pele became a target and suffered considerable fouling, particularly in the games against Portugal and Bulgaria. Brazil failed to progress beyond the first round, and Pele's injuries from the tackles he had endured meant he could not play at his best. Back home, Santos were in decline and Pele began to make less of a contribution to his side. In 1969, Pele was approaching 30 and reluctant to commit himself to playing for Brazil in the 1970 World Cup in Mexico. He had also had to suffer an investigation by his country's military dictatorship, who suspected him of left-wing sympathies. In the end, he scored 4 goals in what was to be his last appearance at a World Cup, as part of a Brazilian side considered to be the greatest team in history. The most famous moment came in the group game against England. His header seemed destined for the net until Gordon Banks pulled off the save of the century. Despite this, Brazil's 4-1 victory over Italy in the final secured them the Jules Rimet Trophy in perpetuity for winning it 3 times. Pele, of course, had scored. His last match for Brazil came on July 18, 1971 against Yugoslavia in Rio, and he retired from Brazilian club football in 1974. 2 years later, he signed for the New York Cosmos. While past his best, his name alone significantly raised the profile of football in the United States. In 1977, Pele's old club Santos took on Cosmos in a sellout game to mark his retirement. He played one half with each side. Already one of the most highly paid sportsmen in the world, Pele continued to be a money-making machine after his retirement. He dabbled in acting, appearing alongside Sylvester Stallone and Michael Caine in the 1981 film Escape to Victory. He had a number of sponsorship deals and endorsements, his name still having a huge resonance across the world. In 1992, he was appointed UN Ambassador for Ecology and the Environment and was later made a UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador. 5 years later, he was made an honorary Knight Commander of the British Empire in a ceremony at Buckingham Palace. After being appointed Sports Minister by Brazilian President Fernando Henrique Cardoso in 1995, Pele took a leading role in attempts to end corruption in Brazilian football. Pele's law, passed in 1998, was credited with modernizing the sports governance in the country. But he quit his UNESCO role after himself being accused of corrupt practices, although no proof was found. He played a major part in Rio de Janeiro's successful bid for the 2016 Olympics, appearing at the closing session of the 2012 London Games for the handover to Rio. In 2005, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the BBC Sports Personality of the Year event. Pele married Rosemary dos Reis Calbai in 1966, and the couple had 2 daughters and a son. They divorced in 1982 after Pele was linked with the model and film star Suxa. He was married for a second time to singer Asiria Lemos Seixas. The couple had twins, but later separated. In 2016, he married Marcia Sibylle Aoki, a Japanese-Brazilian businesswoman whom he first met in 1980. There were claims that other children had been born as a result of affairs, but the star steadfastly refused to acknowledge them. In recent years, the star was frequently dogged by health problems. In September 2021, he had a tumor removed from his colon and had been receiving chemotherapy for over a year before his death. But he tackled the challenges with typical good humor. In an Instagram post before entering hospital for the final time in November 2022, the star joked that he was checking in for his monthly visit. He also thanked organizers at the Qatar World Cup, where a building was illuminated with the words, "Get well soon, Pele." Pele's name is instantly recognized by those who have no interest in or knowledge of football. He once even joked that there were only 3 truly international brands: Jesus, Coca-Cola, and Pele. He was one of those rare figures who transcended his sport to become known across the world. In later life, he struggled to overcome the effects of a hip operation, appearing in a wheelchair and often unable to walk. But in his heyday, his sheer athleticism brought pleasure to millions, his innate talent winning him the respect of teammates and opponents alike. The great Hungarian striker Ferenc Puskás refused even to classify Pele as merely a player. "Pele was above that," he said, but it was Nelson Mandela who probably best summed up what made Pele such a star. To watch him play was to watch the delight of a child combined with the extraordinary grace of a man. Pele aggravated a groin injury 2 games into the 1962 World Cup in Chile, sitting out the final rounds while Brazil went on to claim its 2nd straight title. For years later, in England, a series of brutal attacks by opposing defenders again forced him to the sidelines with leg injuries, and Brazil was bounced from the World Cup after 1 round. Despite the disappointment on the world stage, the legend of Pele continued to grow. In the late 1960s, the 2 factions in the Nigerian Civil War reportedly agreed to a 48-hour ceasefire, so they could watch Pele play in an exhibition game in Lagos. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico marked a triumphant return to glory for Pele and Brazil. Headlining a formidable squad, Pele scored 4 goals in the tournament, including one in the final to give Brazil a 4-1 victory over Italy. Pele announced his retirement from soccer in 1974, but he was lured back to the field the following year to play for the New York Cosmos in the North American Soccer League, temporarily helping to make the NASL a big attraction. He played his final game in an exhibition between New York and Santos in October 1977, competing for both sides, and retired with a total of 1,281 goals in 1,363 games. Retirement did little to diminish the public profile of Pele, who remained a popular pitchman and active in many professional arenas. In 1978, Pele was awarded the International Peace Award for his work with UNICEF. He also served as Brazil's Extraordinary Minister for Sport and a United Nations Ambassador for Ecology and the Environment. Pele was named FIFA's Co-Player of the Century in 1999, along with Argentine Diego Maradona. To many, his accomplishments on the soccer field will never be equaled, and virtually all great athletes in the sport are measured against the Brazilian, who once made the world stop to watch his transcendent play. Pele died on December 29, 2022, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. He was 82 years old. If you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and share.